Hello students, today we are going to look at one of the algorithmic design strategies, which is divide and conquer. You must have heard the word a lot of times when you read your history lessons, as the British followed the same principle in India when they were ruling. So this in fact follows the same principle and hence the name. When given an algorithm of size p, let us say the p is the problem given, and when you have to apply a divide and conquer strategy, what we do is divide the problem P into smaller instances and try to solve each of the smaller instances independently, and then combine the solution of each of the instances to get the solution to the entire problem. So you can see the general control abstraction is of a typical recursive algorithm, and the exit condition being if P is small. As you can see, we return with a solution of P, else I divide the P into smaller instances, apply the same divide and conquer. You can see the recursion here. Instead of calling DNC of P, I am now trying to call DNC of each of these subproblems, P1 and P2 and so on, wherein you have the recursion. And then I am trying to combine the solutions of these problems using a combine. If I have to give a representation to this, you can see, suppose I have a problem of size n, I divide the problem into a branches where each of the branch is of size n by b. So now I am trying to write a general recurrence relation for a divide and conquer approach of algorithm solving. So if t of n is the time taken to solve a problem of size n, it is going to be t of 1 or some constant when is n is equal to 1, else the recurrence relation is going to be a times, because I have solved the problem into a subproblems, a times the time taken to solve each of the subproblems, which is nothing but t of n by b, plus f of n, where that f of n is a function of size n representing the time needed to divide and combine the solutions later. So please remember the recurrence relation for a divide and conquer problem. It is a times, where a is the number of solutions you have divided into, t of n by b, where n by b is the size of each subproblem, plus the function of n, that is time needed to combine and merge. Now to understand divide and conquer, let us look at one of the very popular sorting algorithms, and in fact the simplest sorting algorithm, which is a merge sort algorithm. What we do in merge sort, you can look at the merge sort algorithm using this example. Suppose I have a list. The list, as you can see, is an array of elements which is not obviously sorted and would like to sort. So using divide and conquer strategy, I try to divide the list into two halves. As you can see, I have divided it into two halves. And we do this division recursively. That is what you have seen in the general control abstraction also, wherein I am calling D and C till I get a smaller list. So I have divided this list into two halves, which are further divided into two halves, and so on till I get only one element, as you can see. So now once I get the one element, I start returning from the recursion, that is the exit condition. And then what do? I try to merge the lists. So once I get this, I have to merge. These are all the leaf elements, as you can understand, which have to be merged to form a sorted list. So what have I done? Each element has been merged. So 8 and 3 has been merged to 3 and 8. 13 and 6 has been merged to 6 and 13. And each of these lists, 3, 8, 6 and 13, has been merged to form 3, 6, 8 and 13. So this is happening recursively, as you can understand, wherein the final output is the sorted list. So now you have understood what we have done. We have taken the input list, kept on dividing the list into sublist till I get a single element which form the leaf nodes, as you have seen in the tree representation of divide and conquer, which are then merged. So you start merging, you start going back. So you then merge elements to get the sorted list till you get the final sorted list of the array. So if I have to write an algorithm for this, So we have to write merge sort wherein low comma high denote the starting and the ending index of the array, assuming the array is available to the algorithm. So I am not passing it as a parameter. So when I have low and high, it indicates just the indices of the array to be sorted using merge sort. So if low less than high, as long as low is less than high, in the sense the array has got more than one element. So when will it exit? When it has got only one element, because in that case my low will be equal to high. But as long as it has more than one element, what am I doing? I am computing the center value, because I have to divide the list into two equal lists. So I am computing the center value, calling my merge sort again recursively. You have seen the general control abstraction. I try to call D and C using subproblems, right? So now I am calling the same merge sort again using look at the parameters now. It is low comma mid, because now I have divided my list into two parts. So it is going to be called using low mid and mid plus 1 comma high. So this will happen recursively. And then what should I do? I should combine the solution. So what do? I merge each time my low comma mid, means the lists wherein the elements are from low to mid and mid plus 1 to high. Am I clear? So now we have an algorithm merge sort. So if I have to now, how does the merge works? Because I want to find the final complexity. So when you look at merge, you see that taking two lists which are sorted, I need to get a C, which is the merged of the sorted list. So what do? I try scanning the elements of the two lists. So I compare the first two elements, whichever is smaller, I add it to the C. So when I compare 2 and 1, 1 is smaller, I add 1, I remove 1 from B. And then again, what do? I have to compare 2 and 3, 2 is smaller, so I add 2 to C and then remove 2 from A. I keep on repeating this till one of the lists is empty. So as you can see, my A becomes empty after a point. Then the rest of the elements of the second list are appended to the elements of the C. So as you can understand, the number of comparisons in my merge is equal to the total number of elements in the list A and the list B. So if my total elements are, say, N and M are the number of elements in A and B, the total time needed to form C from A and B using this simple merge algorithm will be O of N plus M. So now if I have to write this is the basic algorithm. You can go through the algorithm which I have just now discussed. Now if I have to write the recurrence relation for merge sort, as you can see, it is some constant when N is equal to 1, because it is only a single element. But otherwise, you remember the general recurrence relation, it is A times T of N by B. Here what is A? A is 2, because I am trying to divide the list into two equal halves. So the time taken T of N is equal to 2 times T of, and what is the size of the each list? 2 equal halves. So if N is the size of the list, N by 2 is going to be the size of each of the lists. So it is going to be 2 times T of N by 2 plus, you can see that function f of n in the general recurrence relation. F of n was the time to merge and divide. Here, as I have explained, the time to merge is order n, the size of elements in the list. So that is nothing but C is a constant, C times n. So for the merge sort, the general recurrence, for the merge sort, the recurrence relation becomes T of n is 2T n by 2 plus Cn, which when solved using substitution will give O of n log n. So remember, the time complexity of merge sort is n log n. Thank you, students.